Hello, my name is Clinton Davisson, and I worked on the Davisson-Germer Experiment. We discovered that electrons, scattered by the surface of a crystal of nickel metal, displayed a diffraction pattern. This confirmed the hypothesis advanced by Louis de Broglie in 1924 of wave-particle duality and was an experimental milestone in the creation of quantum mechanics. The Davisson-Germer experiment was performed to verify the wave nature of electrons. It was the first experiment with evidence for the wave nature of matter. We designed and built a vacuum apparatus for the purpose of measuring the energies of electrons scattered from a metal surface. Electrons from a heated filament were accelerated by a voltage and allowed to strike the surface of nickel metal. It was a great surprise to find that at certain angles there was a peak in the intensity of the scattered electron beam. This peak indicated wave behavior for the electrons and could be interpreted by the Bragg law to give values for the lattice spacing in the nickel crystal. Our experiment occurred at Western Electric, which was later renamed Bell Labs, and this is located in New York City. Our experiment occurred in 1927. In 1923, Arthur Compton studied X-ray photoscattering by electrons. This, in combination with the Compton effect, discovered by Arthur Compton, who won the Nobel Prize for Physics in 1927, established the wave-particle duality hypothesis, which was a fundamental step in quantum theory. At the same time, George Thomson independently demonstrated the same effect, firing electrons through metal films to produce a diffraction pattern, and Davisson and Thomson shared the Nobel Prize in Physics in 1937. I worked with my colleague Lester Germer, who was an American physicist. In addition to our experiments, he also studied thermionics, erosion of metals, and contact physics. For my role in the project, I helped fire the slow-moving electrons at a crystalline nickel target. I measured the angular dependence of the reflected electron intensity. I determined that this has the same diffraction pattern as those predicted by Bragg for X-rays. I discovered that electrons exhibit diffraction when they are scattered from crystals whose atoms are spaced appropriately. My project had a monumental impact on the physics community. Putting wave-particle duality on a firm basis in our rigorous experiments, this is a major step forward in the physics community in the development of quantum mechanics. This experiment also was important in the development of the electron microscope. Additionally, I personally won the 1937 Nobel Prize in Physics with Thomson for my discovery of electron diffraction in this experiment. One fun fact is that I took some time off during my undergraduate years to teach physics at Princeton. That's how I tend to phrase it for new acquaintances, but to be frank, at the time I was actually struggling financially to attend the University of Chicago. I had to suspend my education after the first year and work at a local telephone company to get back on my feet. Shortly after, I was recommended by one of my previous professors, Robert Millikan, to join the faculty at Purdue University. That position led to my eventual instructor role at Princeton. Thank you so much for listening.